drink and the pot is clear. Thank God there's Shaka here. What you think? Don't care. Know that I'm there. Yeah, ranked at the top of there. My nigga, do you really wanna see me close? Fake ass rappers like CB4. No, we don't really wanna see Key though. That's the little nigga wanna see me coast. Right pad, cause I kick ass. Come there fast, be there in a little bit. Nuts got big, transform quick. Now I'm finna spit, then I'm back to a little bitch. Fuck with me, you out your league. This rare breed, best of the best. East to the west, south to the rest. You can invest, just step to the leg. That's your heat, there's no thunder. I don't give a damn what you did last summer. Stunners, run up, get done up to sun up. Spinning little niggas like DJ.
I'm relaxing in my sandals straight. I'm while the candles lit. No, you can't handle it. True. You know I'm not impressed. I feel like I'm the best. And yes, I'm talking to you.
What up? Yeah. Let's get into it this fight week. You know, I gotta cook up. When you come in the building, jump in the comments, let me know you in the building. Smash on the like button and we definitely gonna cook. We definitely gonna cook tonight. We right around the corner. What's today? What's today? Tuesday? So what? We got about 4 more days left. Yeah, it's going down. Anthony Johnson in the building. What's happening with it? Bobby, what it do? Big Omega Red, what's happening with it? Cassandra Mason, the queen, is in the building. What I tell you about your boy AB, Cassandra? What I tell you about AB? Randall Bivens, what's happening with it? Straight from Huntsville. Calvin Elliott in the building. What it do? We got a hell of a fight weekend coming up. So we definitely gonna cook on these fights. I'm gonna run down all of the fights that's going down. And so yeah, AJ64, what's happening with it? We definitely gonna touch on AB a little bit. You know, I ain't gonna let you off the hook that easy, Cassandra. We definitely gonna touch on AB. And yeah, we gonna get everybody's pick, you know, for the fight for the main event. Also for Subriel Matias and Liam Paro. That's a hell of a fight that's gonna be going down there. Going down over there, and I believe that's in Puerto Rico. So it's going down. Hell of a fight week. So like I said, as y'all come in, smash on the like button. We had some fights this past weekend. We had Shushu Carrington, man. He looked good to me. You know, Shushu went out there and he did his thing. Late replacement opponent. Shushu Carrington, man, he looked good, but they need to chill out with that Inoue stuff. He not ready for no Inoue. And I rock with Shushu, but you know, I see as far as him being ready for Inoue, if he's ever ready for him, meaning if he's ever being able to compete with him and, you know, give him some problems, I say give him 2 more years. Give him 2 more years of solid fights, at least fighting 3-4 times a year, and then, you know, look and see if he's ready for Inoue. But right now, nah. And then there was a lot of young fighters on that card. Tiger Johnson, I ain't never been too big on Tiger Johnson. He's straight, but he ain't really like that to me. You know, he was a good Olympian, but as far as professional, I'm not that big on Tiger Johnson. I know a lot of people real high on Tiger Johnson. They was really trying to push him over there on Top Rank, but they're going to have to be real careful with who they match him up with. And I'm just keeping it a buck. Now, who else was on that card? Jahad Tucker. Jahad Tucker, man, talented. Need to work on this defense. Got a lot of holes in his game. Pretty much a one-handed fighter right now. And Jahad Tucker hella undisciplined. You know what I'm saying? He was in there with, what was his name? Quincy Lavalace or something like that. That dude didn't want to fight. Quincy didn't want to fight. And Jahad Tucker should have been able to get him up out of there pretty easily. But he liked to play around too much. Like I said, he too undisciplined. And he got a lot of learning to do. He got a lot of learning to do. He got a lot of learning to do. So, they need to be very careful with who they match him up with. And he already took an L. So, and then who else I'm going to cook on that was on that fight card real quick on this past Saturday on Top Rank? Who else was on there? The main event, I like Xander Zayas. I think Xander Zayas, that was good. That was a good step up fight for him. A solid opponent, solid opponent. Of course, what's his name? His opponent. He's not in his prime no more. I can't think of his name right off the. He fought Carlos Adames and beat him. Teixeira. Yeah, Teixeira is not in his prime no more. But that was a good fight for Xander Zayas. Xander Zayas, he pretty much dominated the whole fight. Teixeira, he didn't go in there to lay down. He wasn't just gonna go in there and get him up out of there. And I had Xander Zayas winning by decision before the fight happened, and that's exactly what happened. He won by decision, and but he looked good, man. He gonna be a force to be reckoned with, down the line. He gonna be a force to be reckoned with. As far as all of the young up and coming fighters, I like him and Shushu the best. Tiger Johnson and Jahad Tucker, they're not on that level yet. They got a whole lot to go. Oh man, that dude that Michael Hunter was in the ring, Cassandra, on that AB card, like that was pitiful. That shit was pitiful. Like, man, he just seemed like he just came in there just to see if he could go 12 rounds. He didn't come in there with no intentions on trying to fight. That shit was pitiful. And if I'm a promoter, he ain't getting no fight on no card that I put on ever again. Like, that was horrible right there. It don't get no worse than that. But I mean, let me finish cooking on this little Top Rank card that we had, and then I'm definitely gonna get to that AB card. Now, so like I said, Xander Zayas, he looked cool. I didn't like all the criticism that Tim Bradley was giving him because I thought that Xander Zayas looked good, and I thought that Shushu looked pretty good. Of course, they still got a lot to work on, but they right where they need to be. I believe Xander Zayas and Shushu right where they need to be, and I believe that Jahad Tucker and Tiger Johnson, they behind. They behind where they need to be, where they was trying to promote them, where they trying to promote them to be. They behind, you know what I'm saying? So they got a lot to work on. But anyway, y'all smash the like button. Ain't that many people in the building, but for the ones who is in the building rocking with me, smash on the like button and jump in the comments. Let me know you're in the building. Now, Adrian Broner. The Adrian Broner card, man. First of all, it went down exactly how I thought it was going to go down when you talk about AB and his partner, Bang Williams. Bang Williams, he called his little bro. I knew that Bang Williams was going to go out there and get his ass beat. It was training with AB. You know what I'm saying? Every time you used to see AB on camera going live, Bang Williams was with him. So I already knew if he hanging around AB 24/7, and this is before Adrian Brunner went over there and started training with Calvin and tanking them, right? So he was always hanging around AB when AB wasn't when AB was having to pull out of fights, when AB was walking around 200 plus pounds. That was his right-hand man, his training partner. And the last time I seen Bang Williams fight, he looked like he didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to call the kid trash, but you know, y'all know what it is. He didn't look good at all. And I could just see a pattern. I said, man, this kid he's learning from Adrian Brunner. He's around AB when he drinking and disciplined and out of shape, and he picking up the same habits. He barely made weight, and he went in there and he lost every single round. And we talking about Bang Williams. We ain't talking about Adrian Brunner yet. We talking about AB's little bro. And like I said, so he went in there, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, lose decisively. Even though I ain't going to lie to you, I didn't know who his opponent was, but I looked at them at the press conference. I looked at them at the face-off, and I said, oh, yeah, this dude going to go in there and beat Bang Williams' ass because he's not good. He don't have a high work rate. And you could just tell he undisciplined. But so that fight went exactly like I thought it was going to go. And then Adrian Brunner. Let's talk about AB. Y'all smash the like button. AJ64 says Tim Bradley's critical of most fighters. Yeah, he is. Tim Bradley just be running his mouth a lot too. So man, let's talk about AB, man. And I'm not shaking my head at Adrian Brunner. I'm shaking my head at, besides Cassandra. If you're from Cincinnati and you just gonna rock with AB, I get that, right? But I'm talking about everybody else. He's gonna go out there and let his hands go, especially the ones that kept swearing up and down that AB was gonna revert back to the prime AB, the 23-year-old AB, because he was training with Gervonta Davis, Calvin Ford, and Kenny Ellis. Like I kept hearing that shit. Man, AB gonna go out there and dominate, man. He gonna dominate this clown Blair Cobb. You don't know who he training with, man. He training with Tank and Calvin in them now, man. And it's crazy to me that we've seen Adrian Brunner literally, right? Let's just keep it a buck. We've seen AB give a shit show for the past probably 12 years, right? He didn't look good when he fought Paulie. We know what happened when he fought Marcos Madonna. And then in between then, he looked okay against Ashley Theopen, but Ashley Theopen, he was I don't like to call these fighters bums. So I'm going to say he was a very low-class fighter, low-level fighter, right? That was AB's last stoppage versus Ashley Theopen. You know what I'm saying? And that was in 2016. But ever since that he fought Paulie, way back in what was that, 2013, 2012? 2012. Ever since 2012, I would say that AB put on maybe, let me see, he looked good against Akbardad, that Russian fighter he fought at 140. I'll say he may have gave us 3 fights where he looked good out of all of them. Out of all the fights that he's had since 2012 or 13, he's looked good in maybe 3 fights. And that's 11 years. 11, 12 years, AB has looked good in maybe 3 fights. The rest of them, he ran his mouth and gave you a shit show. You know, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll give him 4 fights. You know, maybe 4 fights, right? But how many fights has he fought since 2012 or 13? A lot. Now he's taking long layoffs, but my point is he didn't give us more shit shows and he didn't look bad in more fights than he's looked good. And we consistently seen AB get on the mic, talk a whole bunch of shit, and do the exact opposite of what he say he gonna do. So coming into this Blair Cobb fight, knowing that we getting a whole different Adrian Broner than we've had in his prime. You gotta think, man. Think how much partying Adrian Broner has done since then. Think how much Adrian Broner has destroyed his mind and his body since then with all the poison that he didn't put in his system. And I'm just keeping it real. And then to hear people say that we're going to get AB, the old AB going to be back that's going to let his hands go. Blair Cobb is a bum. He going to go out there and destroy this bum. And I just had to laugh at that shit. And I continue to tell people Adrian Broner's going to go out there and he's going to get dominated. Ain't no way he going to beat Blair Cobb. And that's exactly what happened. He went out there. What was it? The second round. Blair Cobb caught him with that straight right down the pipe, knocked his tooth out. AB, he fell so hard, fell on his damn shoulder, rolled over, got up. He was, fumbling around and shit with his mouthpiece. He ain't know where he was for a minute. And he went on to lose every single round, and he might have won 1 round in that whole fight. And you know where he messed up? He messed up when he came out to the ring with Rick Ross and 50 niggas. Like, AB, come on, man. Let's keep it real for a minute. Let me turn this music down a little bit in the background. Let's keep it a buck. What has Adrian Broner done in the past 11 years for him to come out with 50 niggas on stage with him? Let's keep it a buck. If I'm capping, somebody tell me. Hey, the chat open. If I'm capping, tell me what great has AB came out like he was Muhammad Ali or something. Like he was just great. Like he just showed the sport of boxing greatness. Let's keep it real, man. AB ain't did shit great in his career. And he always bringing up that and I like AB. I'm a huge Adrian Broner fan, but you know me, I'm gonna keep it a buck. He do a lot of silly shit, man. All that silly shit he said at the press conference to go in there and get his ass beat like that. Now, talking about he gonna shoot Blair Cobb in the face. After Blair Cobb put that ass whooping on him, I guarantee you he really wanted to go get the strap. After Blair Cobb made him tip and tumble and, you know what I'm saying, laying dead on his face, and the nigga was wobbling around and shit like he got beat up by Marcos Madonna again. I guarantee you he wanted to go get his strap then. At that very moment, when Blair Cobb hit him dead in this shit with that straight right, that nigga wanted to run out of the ring and get his strap. But man, let's keep it a buck. What's happening with it, J.A.? If you go down Adrian Broner's whole resume, name me one fighter that he beat where you can say, yeah, man, he showed greatness. Like, AB beat a great fighter. He never has. All them fighters that AB beat, every single opponent that Adrian Broner has beat, we ain't talking about fought. We talking about actually got a win against in his whole entire career was C level or below. When he beat Paulie Malignaggi, very, very close fight. Some people think that Paulie won that fight. Paulie wasn't a B level. Paulie was a C level fighter at that point in time. Paulie went on to lose fight after fight after fight. And then you just go down his resume. He never beat nobody. And I've been saying this shit for years because you not finna fool me with all that. Oh, I'm a 4th division champion. I'm one of the AB's one of the greats. See, the thing is because Adrian Broner was so influential to the culture at that time. You know, everybody was rocking with AB. We was all rocking with AB because he was so charismatic and he gave us a lot of, you know, entertainment outside of the ring. When he was coming up in the game, when he was very young, he gave us entertainment inside of the ring and put on great performances. But all those performances was against lower level opposition. And whenever he stepped up, he looked like some shit in every fight that he had against A to B plus level competition. He shit the bed. He looked like shit. And so for people to act like just because AB is a 4th division world champion, but never talk about who he beat to get those titles, it's crazy, man. I think that AB actually gets way more credit than he actually deserved. And he let that shit go to his head because anytime you see Adrian Broner talk about anything that has to do with himself, he's always talking about, I was a 4-weight division champion. I'm one of the greats. I'm him. No, you wasn't, dog. You was a 4-weight division champion. If you go down who he beat, I believe all of those titles that he won were vacant belts, except for maybe Antonio DeMarco. Antonio DeMarco was probably the only champion that AB beat that he didn't beat for a vacant belt. So when you talk about Adrian Broner, was he really great? Or was he somebody that we just viewed as somebody that had great potential? If AB's ceiling was way up here, well, he didn't never meet it. Because imagine, you can go all the way back to Carlos Ponce de Leon. A lot of y'all, you know, ain't been watching boxing that long and probably can't go back that far. You know, some of y'all watching, but I watched AB since the very beginning of his career. But we can go all the way back to Carlos Ponce de Leon. He was a solid fighter. A lot of people thought AB lost that fight. AB struggled in that fight, and we talking about a young Adrian Broner. That was a young Adrian Broner. So when I say these things that I'm saying, give me one B plus fighter that Adrian Broner ever beat. He never beat nobody. I seen Cassandra Mason said Carlos Molina. Carlos Molina was a C plus level opponent. Had some good knockout power. But if you remember that fight, AB fought that fight smart. That was after AB came off the loss to Marcos Madonna, and AB fought that fight. He fought a smart fight. He outboxed Molina, and he stayed away from him. Used his jab and used his movement. But yeah, man, going back to this fight this past Friday, I told everybody, I said, Blair Cobb, he got some pop. He's very awkward, and he's busy. He's busy. That's Adrian Broner's kryptonite, is a busy fighter. And also, you could tell how washed up AB was because, first of all, he went in there fat and flabby. The nigga was flabby. And I told everybody when he was flexing them muscles, took his shirt off at the press conference, I said the nigga looked like he finna break his ribs trying to flex. He got all type of fat around them abs. And when he rehydrated, you see that he was flabby. Now, you could tell that the promotion, everybody was going for AB. Don King had that whole event set up for Adrian Broner to win. Look how small the ring was. If anybody know how Adrian Broner fights, you know what I'm talking about. Adrian Broner, he's not good at fighting on the outside. You know, he's an okay mid-range fighter, but where AB really shines is on the inside. That's why the ring was small like it was. So Adrian Broner wouldn't have to go far to find Blair Cobb. But he couldn't cut off the ring. Anytime AB trapped Blair Cobb in the ropes, all Blair Cobb did was pivot and get right off the ropes. And AB, and you can't cut off the ring if you ain't gonna let your hands go. And once he felt Blair Cobb's power, he ain't want to let his hands go. And that's exactly what always happens with Adrian Broner. Yeah, Cassandra, that ring was little as hell. And I noticed it. And when I saw the ring was that small, right? I'm not finna lie to y'all. I said, damn, this ring is small as hell. And I said to myself, because I continued to tell people that AB was going to get dominated. But when I saw the ring, I said to myself, damn, AB might have some success because this ring is hella small. Now, I didn't think he would have enough success to win, but I thought, like, well, this ring is hella small. He might have some success because, you know, he ain't really got to go too far in that little bitty ass ring. But he couldn't even cut off the ring. And Blair Cobb dominated, man. Blair Cobb dominated the whole fight. Like I said, Adrian Broner might have won one round in that fight. And the round that I maybe had gave Adrian Broner, it was still close. It was still competitive. So Blair Cobb dominated the fight. Another way that you could tell that they had the whole event set up for Adrian Broner to win and they was prepared to rob the shit out of Blair Cobb is because I believe two of the judges gave the fight to Blair Cobb by only like one round. And that type of shit needs to stop in boxing. Old school, what's happening with it? I see you, Jay Hizzy, in the building. What it do? That type of shit needs to stop in the sport of boxing. Like, you clearly see that man beat the shit out of Adrian Broner for 10 straight rounds, knocked him down also, and you gave him the fight by one round? Like, that shit was crazy to me. It ain't nobody was really talking about it because, yeah, every judge gave it to Blair Cobb because they had no choice. But it shows you how far these promotional companies will go and these judges will go to rob a fighter. And let's keep it real. It don't be the judges. It be the promoter. And it be, you know, the people that's running the show that get with the judges beforehand and tell them how to score the fight. If anybody had Blair Cobb only winning that fight by one round, you don't ever need to watch boxing again. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to watch boxing again. You know, AB, he tried to come on in what? I think it was probably like the 8th or 9th round. It was only a 10-round fight. He tried to come on, but it was way too late, and he had been dominated you know what I'm saying? He had been dominated. Now, what's happening with it, KQ? LeVar Cooper, what it do? Caesar Leo, what's happening with it? Now, well, a lot of people say that Adrian Broner got changed because of the Marcos Maidana fight. And I love that fight. I thought that Adrian Broner showed a lot of heart. But once again, Caesar Leo, you got to look at Adrian Broner's career before that. Look how he did against Paulie Malignaggi. Barely won that fight. Go way back. And I don't think he was in here earlier. Go way back earlier in Adrian Broner's career when he fought Ponce de Leon. You see what I'm saying? Go way back when he fought Ponce de Leon. He ain't look good in that fight. A lot of people were saying that AB lost that fight. I had AB winning that fight by like a round or two, but hey, it was arguable. It was arguable. It was a fight that you could argue that he lost. You see what I'm saying? So, Quee, what's happening with it? What's happening with it, sis? So, it's like, I think that AB had a lot of talent, flashiness, hand speed, but he never had the fundamentals to beat fighters at that top level. He never did. I don't really think it had nothing to do with Marcos Maidana because, like I said, if you go back to early fights with Adrian Broner, it was fights that he didn't let his hands go before he ever got in the ring with Marcos Maidana. You know what I'm saying? It was just a certain style fighter that gave him problems. Ponce de Leon was a fighter that could punch a little bit, and he was a fighter that was going to press you for the whole 10 rounds. And that's what he did to AB, and he gave AB hell. Ali Malignaggi was a fighter that, could box, move, and he threw a lot of punches. He gave Adrian Broner hell. Just didn't have no punching power. So when people say it was Marcos Maidana, that the fight with Marcos Maidana, I think that was a good excuse for AB to be able to use. Because I seen him look like that. I've seen him look like he did before he fought Marcos Maidana against other opponents. And then after Marcos Maidana, you seen that it was certain opponents that AB would let his hands go against, but it was certain opponents that gave him problems. So can we really say it was Marcos Maidana? Nah, not if we really, really dig deep into that shit and Adrian Broner's whole career from top to bottom. You can't really say it was Marcos Maidana. We could go back to his fight before he fought Blair Cobb against that dude Hutchinson. He was fighting a bum. You know what I'm saying? He was fighting a bum. And he let his hands go in that fight. Hutchinson didn't present no threat, and AB was letting his hands go in that fight. But then come this fight with Blair Cobb, he felt Blair Cobb's power real early. And what happened again? He didn't let his hands go until the very, very end, rounds where he really, didn't have no choice. And by that time, Blair Cobb, he had started fighting wild. Blair Cobb went away from his game plan and he started like just winging shots and shit. And AB knew that. But also I think that it kicked into AB that I got to do something because everybody was yelling at him. You could hear the crowd. You could hear all his boys talking about, man, you got to get the knockout. You got to step on the gas. And he said the fight was for his coach that passed away, Mike Stafford. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I've been saying for years now that Adrian Broner need to hang it up. He ain't got it no more. He's done too much damage to his body. He's not going to get back what he lost. It's not going to happen. He's not going to get back what he lost. He don't have the reflexes. You could tell AB really never had no head movement. That's why Marcos Maidana was able to exploit that shoulder roll. And y'all can see that AB don't use that shoulder roll no more. He never had no head movement with his shoulder roll. And now he don't have no reflexes. So when you don't have your reflexes and you don't have no head movement, that's a recipe for disaster. AB gonna get hurt. Imagine if Adrian Broner had to went in there and actually fought Ryan Garcia. Because remember, he was calling out Ryan Garcia at one point. He wanted that fight. I heard, man, and it tripped me out because I heard a lot of people saying that AB would beat Devin Haney. Man, Devin Haney would box Adrian Broner's head off. And that shit made me laugh when I heard that. Adrian Broner cannot beat no fighter at 140 pounds or 147 pounds from the top to mid level in the top 10. He ain't beat nobody in the top 10. But man, you know, I like AB, and I know it sounds like to y'all like, man, he don't like AB. Nah, I really F with AB. I really rock with AB, but it's just a lot of shit that he do be silly, and he need to understand that taking all these shortcuts and training here and there, he's just not gonna be able to get back what he lost. And he never reached his full potential. And I think that Adrian Broner made a lot of money. So from the standpoint is that he got to make a lot of money was a blessing. He don't got it no more. So that's sad. But I think the most sad about Adrian Broner is he never allowed himself to tap in and get the full potential that he could have got. You know what I'm saying? He never allowed himself to tap in to get the full potential that he got. And Randall, to answer your question, it ain't the management that had AB not active. I remember Adrian Broner after he fought Manny Pacquiao, he said that he took 2 years off because he wanted to. He said he wanted to take a break. He ain't want to fight. So a lot of that shit, you can't blame it on management. It was Adrian Broner being undisciplined outside of the ring. G5, what's happening with it? What's happening with it, G? Salute. So that's just what that was, you know. And what really pissed me off, right, about Adrian Broner, because like I said, his performance didn't piss me off because I thought that he was going to go in there and do exactly what he did. But the way he acted after getting his ass beat, he threw a fucking whole tantrum. He jumped out of the ring, didn't want to talk. He ain't want to congratulate Blair Cobb. Went to the locker room, and what the man was talking about, everybody know I beat that boy. Blair Cobb know I beat his ass. He know he ain't winning that fight. And then his partner GT that's always with him talking about, yeah, man, he only landed one clean punch the whole fight. That's all he hit you with, AB. One punch the whole fight. And AB said, yeah, the nigga only landed that one punch, and I won that round. Nigga, how you win the round when you was up against the ropes trying to survive the whole round? Why do you have niggas around you telling you that you got robbed and you won the fight? Why are you lying to them and lying to yourself, talking about this is one of the biggest robberies? You know what's going on. Like they had shit set up to rob you. And it's like, man, that shit right there is clown shit. That was completely clown shit. And like I said, I rock with AB. But shit like that is the reason why a lot of people don't like him. Like, come on, dog. Talking about I won every round. He only landed one clean punch, and I won that round too. Hey, come on, man. You was all the way out of pocket for that shit. And then you got Ellie Setback with his meat mushing ass. Yeah, hey, AB, you know, you put on a spectacular performance. You know, come on, Ellie, stop lying to this man. Talking about you put on a spectacular performance. That's the problem. Adrian Broner throw a temper tantrum every time he get his ass beat. Then everybody around him allows him to do it by lying to him and not telling him the truth. They don't never tell him the truth. because I don't know if they're afraid because they know how he acts. He want to throw a tantrum, so they're afraid to tell him the truth. But yeah, man, that shit is just pitiful. Quick says we could get AB, Snoop, and Kevin Hart as commentators. That would be fire. Yeah, that would be fire. Anything but him inside that goddamn ring. I think that Adrian Brunner needs a reality TV show. I think that AB would make millions of dollars if he tapped into reality TV. Come on, man. Who wouldn't watch Adrian Brunner on reality TV? Like, who wouldn't watch it? Hey, Randall Bivens says AB ended the fight antics remind me of Marlon Sterling's denying he was KO. Hey, man, I ain't seen that shit. I'm gonna have to go look at that. What fight was it? What fight was it with Marlon Sterling? Because I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go watch it. Because, like, man, AB, man, dude, he's something else for real. And Quick said that would be a train wreck that I would watch. Like, for real, like I don't know. He needs the right people around him to let him know, like, AB, you talented, but boxing ain't it. Go into reality TV. That man could make way more in reality TV than he ever gonna make in boxing again. Don't nobody want to see AB in the ring again. Not enough people to actually, make any money in the arena. Most of the people that was in that arena showed up for Adrian Brunner, and most of them came with him. So they ain't paid for no tickets. But yeah, man, yeah, it's crazy. But moving along, right? Moving along. But moving along, right? Let's get into the fights this weekend. Let's get into the fights this weekend. My eyes are burning the hell out. Yeah. So this weekend is going down. It's fight week. Y'all smash the like button if y'all ain't smashed the like button. Smash on the like button. It's fight week. And first, man, I want to talk about the DAZN card with Subriel Matias and Liam Paro. That's a hell of a fight in itself. Subriel Matias been looking like a wrecking ball. He been wrecking everything that he touched, running through people. And I see a pattern with Matias, right? The first couple rounds, he gonna keep coming, and you might be able to touch him up the first couple rounds. But by the time the fourth round come, he just make people fold with the pressure and the punching power that he got. He break you down. He break you all the way down to where these dudes is quitting on the stool. Now, with Liam Paro ain't no fighter that's gonna go out there and quit on the stool like the rest of these guys that's been in the ring with Subriel Matias. One thing about Liam Paro is he coming to fight, and he can fight a little bit, and he got some crack. So I think it's gonna be a pretty good fight up until it ain't gonna be no pretty good fight no more, because I think that although Liam Paro ain't coming to lay down, he ain't gonna quit on the stool. I think that Subriel Matias is gonna have to knock him out. Subriel Matias is gonna have to stop him, right? Or the ref is gonna have to wave it off, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. So I got Matias by stoppage, but it's gonna be a fire fight. Shit, that might be the best fight of the whole weekend. Oh, it's definitely gonna be one of the best fights of the whole weekend. Matias and Liam Paro is definitely a must-see. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna watch the fight because I'm gonna be at the fights. I'm gonna be at the Frank Martin and Tank fight, David Benavidez. So I'm gonna be in the building. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna watch the Subriel Matias and Liam Paro fight. I'm probably gonna have to watch it on my phone. I hope my connection ain't messed up in the MGM. So hopefully I got a good connection in the MGM so I could watch the Subriel Matias and Liam Paro fight on my phone. But let's go down the PBC card from top to bottom. So you got Ramon Villa. Ramon Villa is making his ring return after getting halfway killed by Jerron Boots Ennis. So Villa's making his turn against Ricardo Salas. I don't know who that is, but I'm looking forward to seeing Villa because Villa can fight. And he showed he got a whole lot of heart in that Boots Ennis fight, maybe too much heart. You know what I'm saying? But Villa can fight. I'm looking forward to see how he looks. He didn't have it's been over a year since he fought Boots. So he's had a long layoff. Enough time to heal. So let's see if that Boots fight affected him at all. Let's see if he still fight the same aggressive, come forward, type of fighter that's relentless. Then you got Mark Magsayo versus Eduardo Ramirez. I've seen both of them fight before. Y'all know who Mark Magsayo is. I think I got a bias against Mark Magsayo because they robbed my man Gary Russell. I don't like Mark Magsayo because they robbed my man Gary Russell and he on that card. But anyway, let's keep moving along. Then you got Elijah Garcia versus Antuanne Davis. That's a good fight right there. Elijah Garcia, young, pressure fighter, got a lot of talent. But Antuanne Davis is a vet. He's been in the ring with some of the best fighters. Been in the ring with David Benavidez. Antuanne Davis, he inspired everybody from Jerron Boots Ennis. He came up with Jerron Boots Ennis. Caleb Plant. That's a hell of a fight right there. Now, of course, the young gun, Elijah Garcia, going to be a big favorite in that fight. But we might see an upset in that fight. If Antuanne Davis is on his A game, we might see an upset in that fight. But I see that fight going the distance. I don't see Elijah Garcia getting Antuanne Davis up out of there. So I got that fight going the distance. It's going to be a close fight. Going to be a close fight because Antuanne Davis, he going to go tit for tat with you. It just all depends on what type of shape Antuanne Davis is in. But that's a good fight. So y'all don't want to miss that one. And then we got Terrell Goucher versus Carlos Adames. Now, that's another real good fight. I like Carlos Adames in that fight, but the question in that fight is Carlos Adames been out of the ring for a long time. Sitting around waiting on Jamal Charlo. They finally stripped Jamal Charlo and gave it to Carlos Adames. But let me see how long Carlos Adames has been out of the ring. Let me see. Carlos Adames has been out of the ring he fought Julian Williams last June, so about a year. He's been out of the ring for about a year, so that's a long layoff. It just all depends on in between that time, has he been staying in shape or has he been fucking off? That's what it depends. That's what it has a lot to do with when these fighters have them long layoffs like that. Now, as far as let me see, Terrell Goucher, let's see when the last time he fought. Terrell Goucher, he last fought in on September the 30th. So he fought on September the 30th. We in June. So it ain't been that long. You know what I'm saying? It ain't been that long since Terrell Goucher fought. But he fought an 8-rounder against Keandre Leatherwood. Before that, he fought in March. So he fought twice in 2023. And Carlos Adames, I know he ain't been had long layoffs. Carlos Adames fought 3 times in 2021. He fought once in 2022 and once in 2023. So he's had long layoffs. So that's the only thing that I'm worried about with Carlos Adames. Has he been staying focused with all these long layoffs? Right? Now, moving along, right? Moving along. Going back, hold on. Let me pull this card back up. Now, then we got Gary Antuanne Russell versus Alberto Puyo. That's another hell of a fight. And it ain't going to be no easy fight for Gary Antuanne Russell because Puyo, he can fight. You know what I'm saying? Puyo can fight. He's long, he's rangy, he can box, and he got some pop. But that's a really good fight. But I see Gary Antuanne Russell doing what he always do. I see him closing the show late. Think he's gonna do it late. Think he's gonna get Puyo up out of there, in the later rounds. But that's gonna be a tough fight for Gary Antuanne Russell. And Gary Antuanne Russell is another fighter that's had a lot of long layoffs. In his last fight, it didn't go too long. I believe it went 2 rounds, maybe. Let me pull up Gary Antuanne Russell resume because we know he got a lot of inactivity, right? So he fought. So Gary Antuanne, he fought once in 2020, fought once in 2021. He did fight twice in 2022, but then had a layoff for over a year and came back and fought Kent Cruz and only fought 1 round. So let me see. So in the past 2 years, Gary Antuanne Russell has only fought a round. He fought Francis Bartholomew in July of 2022. So since then, he's only fought 1 round. So yeah, that's damn near 2 years. 1 round in 2 years. That's all he's fought. So that's a lot of long layoffs. Now let's look up Puyo. I know he's been more active than Russell. Puyo fought once in 2020, twice in 2021, fought once in 2022, and fought once in 2023. He ain't been that active himself, but he fought in December. He last fought in December, and he fought 8 rounds. And Gary Antuanne Russell last fought in August, and he only fought 1 round. So could that be a factor? But the thing I know about the Russells is they stay in the gym working. They stay in the gym working. They stay very active. But another thing I know about the Russells is that I heard Gary Russell say that they don't really spar a lot. He said they don't spar a lot because sparring take years off of your body. So they don't spar often. And we know that fighters like to use sparring to get them sharp, get their timing right. And also, when you have long layoffs, a lot of fighters complain about their timing is not right because of the layoff. They ain't fought with 8-ounce gloves on in a long time. So, but I got Gary Antuanne Russell going out there and still getting the job done. But it ain't gonna be easy. Now let's move along to the next fight. Let me see, y'all. Hold on, y'all. So after Gary Antuanne Russell, you got David Benavidez and Alexander Volstik, the co-main event. The co-main event. Now, I seen what you said, Teach. Teach says that he got David Benavidez getting upset. Well, if you got David Benavidez getting upset, you know what channel you on. You know how I rock. Put your money on the line. If you got David Benavidez getting upset and you got Volstik beating David Benavidez, put your money on the line. Teach, where you at? That's a bold statement, Teach. I'm going to respect it, but it ain't going to happen. I got David Benavidez getting a stoppage. I don't know when he going to stop Volstik, but he going to stop Volstik. I think that David Benavidez is going to look even stronger than he is at 168 because Benavidez is a big man. He a big dude, and he have to cut a lot of weight, and I believe he lose a lot going down to 168. A lot of people talk all that weight bullying shit, man. It ain't no weight bullying. He loses a lot of power going down to 168. I think he's going to be a lot stronger at 175, and I think that Volstik, he know that too. I think that Volstik know that David Benavidez is about to go in there and put paws on him. David Benavidez is different. He's different. Like my brother, the late coach, used to say, I got David Benavidez over everybody. David Benavidez over everybody. Why y'all think that Canelo Alvarez is so terrified to get in the ring with that man? Y'all ain't never heard Canelo Alvarez fix his mouth to tell you the only way I fight somebody is y'all got to pay me $200 million. He ain't never said that in his whole entire career about no fight. Well, you watching highlights on Volstik. I've been watching Volstik his whole career. I know how good Volstik is. You just getting up on Volstik now, Teach? Come on now, dog. Volstik dominated the light heavyweight division for a while. Volstik is the one, unfortunately, that put Adonis Stevenson in a coma and ended his career. Nothing to be bragging about. And I'm not saying it like that, but I'm just saying Volstik was the two most dangerous fighters at light heavyweight at the time was Volstik and Beterbiev. And they met up. And, Beterbiev, he got Volstik up out of there, but that was a hell of a fight. Probably still to this day, Volstik is the fighter that gave Beterbiev his toughest fight. But David Benavidez is a different type of monster. I got David Benavidez over everybody at 168, and I got him over everybody at 175. The only fight that I wouldn't put money on if David Benavidez got in the ring against him, but I do still got David winning the fight, but I just sit back and watch it, is David and David Morrell. David Benavidez and David Morrell, and that's because, David Morrell been destroying everybody he been in the ring with. So I don't know if I know he's good. but he still hasn't fought, that level of opponent for me to be able to really gauge him like that, to know if he just that good or if he just, real good, but destroying, lower level opposition. And that's why I believe Bud Crawford don't want to fight Jaron Ennis, because it's like the same thing with Jaron Ennis. He destroying everybody he been in the ring with, but he ain't fought a fighter on the top level for you to be able to gauge to see how good he is. You see what I'm saying? And people were saying the same thing about David Benavidez for a long time, but he passed the test with flying colors in dominating fashion. My man Randall Bivens says it was respectable. It would be respectable if Canelo just tell the truth. He don't want the smoke. Straight up and down, man. If you one of these people that's still running around making excuses for Canelo, saying Canelo ain't ducking Benavidez, he'll fight anybody, you're lying to yourself and you're full of shit. You full of shit. And salute to the Queen Sheena in the cash out. I appreciate you. And y'all smash the like button. Ain't nobody supporting. Sheena came through, supported, but at least smash the like button. But Benavidez is different. And people gonna continue to see that. People gonna continue to deny him. And I'm not saying nobody in here is denying that. I'm just saying that people are gonna continue to deny him because that other Canelo situation. They know what he is, but they don't want to admit it because of Canelo. Now, the main event. Smash the like button. Let's tap in. Let's talk about the main event. I'm gonna give y'all my prediction. It ain't a lot of people in here, so the ones that's in here, y'all gonna know my prediction. I'm gonna give it to you. And let's talk about the fight first, though. I'm seeing a lot when it comes to Frank Martin and Gervonta Davis. I'm seeing a lot. As far as Tank, man, I'm seeing Tank do a lot of shit that he usually don't do when he have a fight coming up. Tank is talking a lot more on social media, right? He going at a lot of different people. The way he acted in that press conference, he was hella animated and hyped up and just doing shit that I ain't never seen Gervonta Davis do. Hella animated. Now, is it because he's nervous and he out of character? And he know that he really, really got some real competition in front of his face? Or is it because he's doing extra to promote the fight now that he no longer has Floyd Mayweather doing all the talking for him? Now that he has to really, really talk for himself? Well, we're going to have our opinions on that. Everybody going to have a different opinion. But I know one thing is I see a different side of Gervonta Davis than I do in any of his other opponents. Like, say, for instance, when Tank fought Rolly, Tank didn't even really talk. And I took it as, it was kind of like, man, this dude ain't even worth my time. Like, he's trash. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to beat his ass, and he ain't even worth my time. Like, I don't need to talk, right? He didn't really do no talking. When Tank fought Hector Garcia, well, Hector Garcia can't speak English, so, I can't really say nothing about that, right? But he ain't really do too much talking. But like I said, how much talking you gonna do if your opponent can't speak English, right? When Tank fought Ryan Garcia, he did some talking, but it wasn't nothing. He didn't carry on like he doing with Frank Martin. And the way he's acting with Frank Martin, my opinion, I believe that he know that he got some competition in front of his face that's not coming in to lay down. So I believe he's trying to intimidate him. He's trying to get into his head. He's trying to make Frank Martin doubt himself. He's trying to make Frank Martin scared before he step in the ring. He's playing head games. So, whether that works for Gervonta Davis, that's yet to be seen. But I think that Tank Davis is taking this fight very serious. I think he's training his ass off. We can tell that he in tip-top condition. We no longer in the days where, you got Tank having to go through fat camps and shit like that. He's going to be ready. But I also think that all of the antics and all of the, intimidation that Gervonta Davis is doing and trying to do, it ain't working. It's not working. Frank Martin sees right through that shit. He see exactly what Gervonta Davis is trying to do. And I don't believe it's bothering Frank Martin. I also believe that Frank Martin is locked in. He's in tip-top condition. I believe his mental is right. He's focused. And he definitely ain't going in there afraid of Gervonta Davis. He's not going in there letting Gervonta Davis intimidate him. And he's not going in there to lay down. Adrian says, I'm Mexican living in LA, and I'm seeing more and more Chicanos getting tired of Canelo's bullshit. Canelo ain't no Salvador Sanchez. He ain't none of that. He's a real good fighter, but he ain't got no nuts. And he is terrified. He's terrified to take another L, because especially to somebody like David Benavidez, because he knows that the throne of the face of Mexican boxing, the face of the Mexican fans, is going to get passed. And he don't want that to happen. His ego can't take that. And that's just what it is. But Samara White says, it's a lot of stuff. It's giving very much nervous energy. Plus, he didn't show up for grand arrivals today, and that is an automatic rematch clause. And that is an automatic rematch clause. Tank is scared, and I think Frank about to give him hell. I'm not going to say that Tank is scared, but I think that Gervonta Davis is a fighter that goes into a lot of these fights and he put on the face, because that's what he do. I think that he tries to intimidate people, but I think in some of these fights, in certain situations, Tank is actually nervous. I ain't gonna say he's scared. I'm gonna say that he got a lot of nerves coming into these fights. And I believe that he got extra nerves coming into this fight with Frank Martin, because if a fight break out, he know that Frank Martin is going to fight right back with him. And as far as who is the more talented fighter, who's the more skillful fighter, I think that Gervonta Davis is the more talented fighter. I think that he's the more skillful fighter. But I think that when it comes to a fight of this magnitude, although Frank Martin haven't never been in a fight of this magnitude, I think it's going to come down to your mental and how disciplined you are inside of the ring. And I've heard too many stories about Gervonta Davis not being disciplined in sparring when a fighter is getting with him or he's having to go through adversity. I've heard too many stories. Him wanting to pull off the gloves and fight opponents. Just the way that he acts. And I think we're gonna see an upset. Yeah, I'm picking Frank Martin to upset Gervonta Davis. So y'all can screen record the shit, whatever you want, you know. But like I said, and it might not make sense to a lot of y'all because I said that I believe that Tank Davis is the more talented fighter. He got the better skills, but it's gonna come down to some dog shit. It's gonna come down to who have more discipline and who have more dog in them. And I think that once Gervonta Davis realizes that he's in the ring with somebody that's not going to fold, with somebody that's going to bite down and fight him back, with somebody that's not going to be intimidated, I think he's going to be in for a shock. You know, because we've seen Tank in fights to where, you know, he had to bite down and get a knockout, and he's always been able to do it, right? But I also think it was against opponents that wasn't as skilled as Frank Martin. I think that Pitbull Cruz, when he fought Pitbull Cruz is the one-dimensional fighter. Tank can outbox him all day. I think that Mario Barrios, at that point in time, Mario Barrios was still very green, and Mario Barrios is weight drained. Let's just keep it a buck. The man was weight drained, 6'1", having to stay at 140 pounds, having a rehydration clause put on him. That's how I feel about it. It is what it is. It ain't no rehydration clause in this fight, and it's straight up and down. Now, I ain't gonna tell y'all how I have Frank Martin winning, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. I got Frank Martin pulling off the upset. You know, got him pulling off the upset. A lot of people don't want to admit, because Gervonta Davis has a huge fan base, don't nobody admit that he got a lot of flaws in his game. He got a lot of flaws in his game. What's going to happen when he get in the ring with somebody that's capable of exploiting his flaws? What's going to happen when he get in the ring with somebody that's not going to fold when he hit him with a big shot? So I know a lot of people think it's impossible for Gervonta Davis to lose, but you know, we got to see. But it don't mean that Tank still ain't a hell of a fighter. You know, styles make fights. Styles make fights. And I like this style matchup for Frank Martin. I like this style matchup for Frank Martin. I like Frank Martin's confidence going into this fight. I like his focus. I like the energy that he's putting out. And one thing that I noticed, right? I'm gonna give y'all a comparison to Errol Spence. And y'all know I rock with EJ Heavy, one of my favorite fighters. And so I'm gonna give y'all a comparison with Errol Spence and Frank Martin, right? When Errol Spence leading up, y'all all know for years I had told everybody I had EJ beating Terrence Crawford. I was adamant about that shit, right? For years I said I got EJ beating Terrence Bud Crawford. But as I continue to see the build up, right? Once the fight was announced and the press conferences and like, you know, the Showtime series that they had, once I continued to see Errol Spence do interviews and all of that after the fight had been made, me, in the back of my mind, I started scaling back. I started getting less and less confident for Errol Spence because of how he was acting, the things that he was saying, the lack of confidence that I started seeing in Errol Spence. Like, I didn't see the same confidence in Errol Spence leading up to the Bud Crawford fight that I saw in every one of his other fights. Then I start hearing him saying, like, if I lose, and people will ask him, like, you know, well, if you lose to Bud Crawford, and he would answer that question, well, if I lose, you know, this, and that. Then I start hearing him talking about money. And it was not, I'm going to go in there and beat his ass. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And if you go to Errol Spence years back, he was like, man, I'm going to dog walk this dude. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And none of that was being said in the lead up after the fight was made. And so I just knew something wasn't right. And then eventually I changed my pick to Terrence Bud Crawford. And that's because I had a dream, and my dream went exactly how I dreamed it. It went exactly that way. I called Money Brown and I said, hey, Money, Errol Spence gonna lose this fight, dog. I told him how the dream went. I called my cousin. I told him, he called me and I told him the same thing, and it went exactly how I dreamed it to go. But like I said, even before that, I didn't like Errol Spence's energy leading up to the fight. Now with Frank Martin, it's the opposite. Frank Martin ain't talking about no if I lose, if Tank Davis beats me. He like, nah, I'm going to beat his ass. I'm about to shock the world. Y'all all going to see. And he confident. Now, I can tell when somebody's fake confident. They just putting on in front of the camera. I mean, you can laugh if you want to, Mr. Gumbo, but I mean, it is what it is. This ain't the first time I've told people that. You know what I'm saying? You can laugh and say I'm capping and put emojis. I mean, you the clown. You on some clown shit because, I mean, you sitting up here telling another grown man what they dream. Ask Money Brown, did I call him? But did I talk to him before the fight and tell him exactly what I dreamed? And ask Money Brown, did the fight not go exactly like that? Come on, dog. What the fuck do I got to gain by telling a bunch of grown ass people that I had a dream? What do I got to gain by saying that shit? But anyway, man, Frank Martin is the exact opposite. Exact opposite. Like, his confidence is real confidence. I can tell when somebody got fake confidence, when they just talking. You know, when they just talking, I can tell that. You know what I'm saying? And Frank Martin, he really had that aura about him, like, man, I know what I'm finna go in there and do. I'm ready. I'm full confident, and I'm about to shock the world. And he's not letting all those antics that Tank is doing get him out of his head, intimidate him. And so I'm looking forward to seeing the face-off, the weigh-ins. I know they both in tip-top condition, but yeah, man, I got an upset. I got an upset coming. That's my pick. And I know in the beginning, if y'all remember, I was like, man, Tank gonna run. Tank gonna watch Frank. He gonna run through this dude. But I've changed my pick. I changed my pick, man. I like what I see from Frank Martin, and I also like Derrick James, man. And it's just a lot of shit that I see that's making me, you know, side with Frank Martin leading up to this fight. Now, you know, hey, we got to see. We still got to see, but I'm gonna pick Frank Martin to win. What y'all got? Well, Mr. Gumbo, it seemed like you putting the laughing emojis and all them different emojis that you was basically saying I was capping, and then saying you had the same dream. Like, come on, bro. I was born in the day, but I wasn't born yesterday. But yeah, I wouldn't have no reason to sit up here and tell a bold-faced lie like that. Randall Bivens says, do you think the lights will make a difference? Well, see, this is the thing, right, Randall? This is the thing. If you got a fighter that's going to come out aggressive and jump on you while you're still in those nervous stages, the lights can make a difference, right? That can make a big difference, right? But Gervonta Davis is not a fighter that's really going to come out there and jump on you while you still kind of taking everything in. You know what I'm saying? It take Tank, 3-4 rounds to really get, active and to really get started. So I don't think the lights is going to play an effect in this fight because I think, Frank might have some jitters in the beginning, but then I think, by the third, fourth, fifth round, all them jitters is gone. Now you in the fight. You ain't paying attention. You're not even thinking about the lights, the cameras, the crowd. You're not really focused on none of that now. Now you locked in. Now you warmed up. And so I don't think that's going to play effect because Tank is not a fighter that's going to come in there and just jump on you while you still cold. A fighter like Ryan Garcia, he jump on you right away. So Ryan Garcia, he could catch you off guard, right? Jump on you right away, and while you still nervous, and but I don't think it's gonna play a part. Mr. Gumbo, a lot of people say that. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of boxing fans don't even think it's possible for Gervonta Davis to lose. You said that Frank ain't going past 6, but Rolly went past 6. So you don't think Frank got a better chin than Rolly? Like, it's just crazy to me. Like, ain't nobody giving Frank Martin the chance, but hey, I'm going to be the one that say that he pull off the upset. Let me read some more of your comments. Randall Bivens says, yeah, EJ should have been talking about sanctioning fees and discrepancies after the fight. You say EJ should have been talking about sanctioning fees and discrepancies after the fight. Yeah, man, but hey, I was just making that comparison to somebody that, I see that's confidence, that's not showing me a lot of confidence compared to somebody that's showing me a whole lot of confidence in a big fight. TM says, and Cassandra, she says that she got Tank getting a UD or a K or a knockout. Okay. And like I said, I'm not surprised. I don't have no problem with people saying that Gervonta Davis is gonna beat Frank Martin. If you look at the history, and if you look at history, right, of both fighters, the competition that both fighters have been in, the stages that both fighters have been on, the smart pick would be Gervonta Davis, right? That'd be the smart pick, right? But it don't always happen like that in boxing. We all know that. T says, with Frank, I think he has the potential to upset any of the top fighters. So I do believe Frank can beat Tank. So I'll correct. So I'll correct when I misspoke. T say he picked Tank by stoppage though. He say he highly favors Shakur over Tank than anyone else. Yeah, that's for sure. Like I don't have no doubt that Shakur can beat Tank. That's a whole different confidence that I Do it mean it's gonna happen? They got to get in there and fight. I don't see that fight taking place no time soon. Adrian says Tank is a good fighter, but to me, Boots is the most God-gifted fighter in the game. He just needs the opportunity to prove it in the ring. Hopefully, Turkey will pay to get Bud in the ring with Boots. I don't think that Bud, he's not gonna fight Boots. Too dangerous of a fight for Bud. He just not, but I agree with you. Like Boots, to me, I think that as far as just power, talent, and all around just nasty, entertaining skills, I would say Boots probably number one to me. You know, I think Shakur right there, but I think that Shakur is a different style fighter. I'm talking about just crazy offense, knockout, all that. Boots and Abdullah Mason looking like he'd be right there too, but he's still young. You said you'll bet me $50 that Frank not going past 6. Bet it. Put it in my cash. Send it to my cash out right now. If I lose, I'll send you 100. That's how I always bet. Ask anybody that bet me. I just bet. I bet a lot of people on here. That's how I bet, because the reason I do it like that is because y'all know who I am. But people run off and, you bet people and they run off. Ain't no way for me to find y'all. So, and everybody on here watching know. So if you really want to bet, send it to my Cash App. And then, like I said, I'll send it back to you. If Tank do end up, getting a W. But I don't like just betting, people and then they run off and I'm thinking I'm finna get paid and they gone. Samara White says, I think that he gonna dodge the bullet with Shakur for the rest of his career. I don't think he ever gonna fight him. Like, see, first we gotta say if he beats Frank Martin, right? And I just don't think that Tank has no intention, and especially Leonard Ellaby, man. I don't even let me get to start talking about Leonard Ellaby. They don't have no intention on fighting Shakur Stevenson no time soon. If he got a 6 or 7 fight contract, that fight is the 6th or 7th fight. And and that's my Cash App right there, right on the screen. Yeah, I didn't bet you. I think me and you didn't bet a couple times, J.A. Jermaine Wood says Boots is Roy Jones 2.0. Yeah, you can say that, but I think he got more technical skills than Roy. Roy was just all speed, athleticism, and God gift. Like Roy didn't even have defense, but he was so light and fast he could get away with shit. I think that Boots got more technical skills than Roy had. VO Majesty. Oh, that's already done. That's already a done deal. But he bet me that Frank wouldn't go past 6 rounds. I'll take that bet. I'll definitely take that bet. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you want to run it, send that money to the Cash App, and that's gonna let me know that hey, the bet is in place. But if you're gonna send it before I end this live stream so everybody can know that we got the bet. She say they pretty much said Shakur needs to have exciting fights before entertaining that fight. Coach Cal, he ain't changed. He said he ain't in charge. He ain't in charge of making fights, so hopefully that's not the case. That's just bullshit talk, right? That's bullshit talk. Did you worry about Pitbull Cruz or Rolly or Leo Santa Cruz or Hector Garcia or any of the other fighters that you fought in your career? Did you worry about them having exciting fights? Like, that's just bullshit. A lot of people will fall for anything, in the sport of boxing. That's why these fighters, if they have a lot of popularity, they know they can say and get away with anything because people gonna believe it. Come on, man. What type of shit? Oh man, he gotta put on exciting performances before we even entertain getting in the ring with him. What? Like, bruh, if Shakur go out there and start putting on exciting performances and knocking cats out, the fight ain't gonna happen. The fight definitely ain't gonna happen then. If anybody thinking that, well, he don't want to fight Shakur because Shakur ain't look good in his last fight. Y'all think that if Shakur go out there and start wrecking shit again, that's gonna make him want to fight Shakur more? Come on, man. That shit don't even work like that. It's ass backwards. When has an opponent looking more dangerous make fighters want to fight him more? It's the opposite. Name me one fighter that started looking hella dangerous, even more dangerous, undefeated, and they started looking more dangerous, and then everybody wanted to fight them all of a sudden. Name me one fighter that's happened with. Oh man, he been wrecking shit now, man. He looked more dangerous than ever. Now everybody calling him out. It don't happen like that in boxing. Don't happen like that in boxing. Mr. Gumbo just sent that 50, so we locked in. We locked in. Yes, sir. So we locked in. So the bet, once again, is Mr. Gumbo says that Frank Martin does not make it past 6 rounds. That's the bet that me and him got in play. If Frank goes past 6, I keep the $50 in my cash app. If he don't go past 6, I send Mr. Gumbo $100. That's the bet. Just in case anybody know. Just in case anybody want to know. And the reason I'm telling everybody is so for the ones that think that, oh, if I run off Mr. Gumbo, he can go tell the whole motherfucking world on YouTube everything boxing ran off and he ain't paid me. So, yeah. But that ain't gonna happen. I ain't never did no shit like that. Dean Smith says Shakur is the best at 135. I think that he the best at 135, but at the end of the day, they have to fight to prove that. They got to fight to prove that. Because I don't like when I hear people say, oh man, such and such, ain't nobody fucking with such and such gonna do this and they gonna do that and they gonna do that. And they talk about it like it's a foregone conclusion, right? Like the fighter that they talking about already just beat everybody, when that same fighter that they saying this about ain't fought none of the top guys. So I'm not finna be the one that's doing that, because I know that Shakur still gotta fight the top guys in order for me to stamp that shit and be like, you know what? He the best, and that's just what it is. A lot of people say that shit about Tank. Like, he the best, and that's what it is. Ain't nobody fucking with him. I don't care what nobody say. He didn't prove it. No, he ain't. He ain't proved it. He still got to fight Shakur. Shakur got to fight him. And everybody still have to fight each other to prove that they the best. This is a day and age of boxing where fighters can get put on a pedestal and crowned the best without having to fight none of the top guys. And when we say the top guys, I'm talking about the ones that are A+ level fighters, that real boxing fans know are A+ level fighters, not these casual fans that watch a TikTok highlight and then jump on X and all over social media and want to talk boxing, but really don't know shit about boxing. Red Queen says Tank the product will not look good with Shakur style marketing strategy, not fear of Shakur. They've marketed him very well. Put him in the ring with fighters that, you know, he was tailor-made to look good against. And you know, hey, I like this fight with Frank Martin, though. And you know, hey, both of these fighters, they gonna get props from me either way. If they go out there and they put up a good fight, if Tank go out there and put up a hell of a fight, if Frank Martin go out there and put up a hell of a fight, they gonna get props from me either way. But if one go out there and lay down, well, I'm gonna let you know that they put on a shit show, whoever they may be. Exactly. You know why I teach? The difference between Shakur fans and any other fans is Shakur fans want him to fight the best. We've been begging for him to fight the best. We've been begging for all the smoke. Because that's when you confident, real confident in your fight. Like, I ain't never heard nobody make an excuse for Shakur not to fight the best. I can't say that for a lot of these other fighters, and I'm going to just leave it at that. Bernard Burke, what's happening with it? Red Queen she says styles should make interesting fights, not bore you. But see, we got to understand is that we in a age where you got YouTube shorts, you got TikTok, right? So a lot of fans that involve themselves in boxing, like run their mouth and talk, we got to understand they don't know boxing because they don't really watch it. They don't really sit down and watch the sweet science and watch fights. They just watch clips. So they don't know nothing about different styles. They don't know styles really make fights. They don't know how to break down a fight. And that's just what it is. They don't. And I understand that because I deal with these type of people every day. Mr. Gumbo, salute. You gonna be at the fight? You gonna be at the fight? Because if you at the fight, man, we gonna have to link up for sure. But yeah, you know, so I gave y'all my pick, man. I can't wait till this weekend. I'm gonna try to go live for y'all, you know, in the arena. I'm gonna try to give y'all some content. You know, I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna touch down in Vegas. And so I'm gonna try to, you know, go live, give y'all some content. But yeah, hell of a weekend we got coming up. I can't wait. Y'all make sure you hit my like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed, and appreciate everybody that came in here. And y'all already know how we do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone, y'all. We out.